What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, DrewTube. I'm back at you again with another video. Everybody smash that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into it. And if you don't want to miss a video, don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can join the squad. Let's go. The science behind using positive affirmations and why you should be saying them every day. All right? Affirmations are something that you can tell yourself to change your mood and to feel positively about any situation. When you're going through something and you're dealing with a lot of inner negative self-talk, what a positive affirmation will do is it'll help you retrain your mind and rewire your mind. And I know that's something that we all would like to do because everybody deals with inner conflict, inner negative self-talk. Everybody deals with lack of self-belief. And the one thing that will help you believe in yourself is a positive affirmation. Because when you go to work on a goal, when you go to work on a dream, the level of belief you have in yourself is going to come out in the amount of effort that you put into that goal. So when you believe in yourself more, you're going to put forth a better effort. And that's why studies show that positive affirmations result in a person putting out a better output because it allows the person to believe in themselves a whole lot more than if they weren't saying or using the positive affirmation. So when you use these positive affirmations, they tend to help you be better at what it is you're trying to accomplish because you think you can do it. And when you think you can do something, you can do it a lot easier and a lot better than somebody who thinks they can't. It's all a matter of what you're telling yourself. And that's why the affirmations are important. What you tell yourself about what you want to be and what you want to do plays a huge part in your life. So if you are telling yourself negative things, and negativity is the sole makeup of your conscious mind, then you're gonna have a hard outcome. You're gonna have a hard life, and the things that you're trying to accomplish, you're not going to get accomplished, and you're not going to see the promised land. You're not going to get to where you want to get to because you're blocking yourself. And we all tend to block ourselves. We all tend to think that we can't do something. Sometimes things are hard. Sometimes things are difficult. Sometimes we think that something is out of reach for us, and our thoughts tend to reflect that. And when your thoughts reflect that something's out of reach for you, or when your thoughts reflect that you can't have something, then you're not going to be as motivated to work towards it. Because in order to work towards something, and in order to put forth a good positive effort, you have to, number one, you have to believe that you can do it, and you have to know that you can do it. It has to be something that you have confidence in. And that's why it's important to say the positive affirmations, because if you don't have confidence, they'll give you confidence. But it has to be aligned with something that you want to do. It's better to, they say, to align the affirmations with core values. So it's better to affirm things that are in alignment with what you want to be. So if you want to be wealthy, if one of your core values is wealth, you're going to want to affirm affirmations about wealth that don't produce any conflict in your mind. Because a lot of times, that's a whole nother video right there. But the reason why affirmations don't work when people say I am rich, it's because it produces conflict in your mind. So what you have to do to make the affirmation work is you have to be full of the feeling. And that's why I stress that I say you have to actually believe in what you're saying. So there are steps in the process of believing what you're saying to yourself, and also believing in what you're telling yourself, and also making sure that there's no conflict with what you're saying. I'll touch a little bit on that, but I'll make another video on that so I can further explain on it. But the positive affirmations, they'll change your whole entire life. All right. So if you're thinking that it's something that you can't do, if you're thinking that something that you're trying to do you can't accomplish because it seems too difficult, you can rewire your thought process. Because when you tell yourself that you can't do something, it's a pathway. It's called a neurological pathway. Big words. All right. It's called a neurological pathway. It's a pathway that thought follows. All right. So when you tell yourself, I can't do this, you're making a groove in your mind that your thoughts are going to follow over time. So even when you don't think that you can't do that, your thoughts are still going down that negative pathway because that's the way you shaped your mind. So there's no getting around what you tell yourself or what you think. The only way to get around what you tell yourself and what you think is to change it. So if you change the way you think, you change what you tell yourself, you'll change your life. And that's what the affirmations are about. You want to affirm things that are in alignment with what you want to be, with what you want to do, and your core personal values. Do you value loyalty? Do you value self-worth? Do you value self-respect? All right. If you value things of that nature, if you value self-worth, if you value having value, if you don't want to be devalued, if you don't want to devalue yourself, then you're going to want to tell yourself things that aren't devaluing. You're going to want to tell yourself positive things. Positive affirmations, they form a link from your mind to where that positive thought goes. It's an area in your brain to where the positive thoughts go. And where those positive thoughts go, they activate positive activate positive regions of your mind. So when you send positive thoughts out to your mind, they follow a new pathway, they create a new pathway, and that positive thought activates the positive responses in your brain that are responsible for positive outcomes physically and mentally. So if there's anything you want to change about yourself, if there's anything you want to change about your life, all you have to do is affirm a positive mindset and affirm a positive affirmation that's action based. So whatever you're affirming, it has to be action based, and it has to be in alignment with something that you want to do, something that you want to be. So if you're an artist and you want to be a better artist, then affirm that your art gets better and better with each painting that you make. Your affirmations have to be in alignment with what you want to do with your life. Otherwise, you're not going to feel them. It's not going to draw the type of response that you want from your brain. It's not going to motivate you like you would want to. It has to be something that you're interested in, something that you're doing. Like if you're trying to exercise and lose weight, if you want to change the way you eat, if you want to sleep better, if you want better mental health, then the affirmations have to be in alignment with the goal that you're trying to achieve. All right. So the affirmations work. You have to make them work, and you have to keep repeating them. It can't be something that you just say one time and just forget about it. It can't be something that you just say one day and forget about it. It has to be affirmations are something that you have to use 3 to 5 times a day, morning, afternoon, and before you go to sleep. When you say the affirmation in the morning, your mind is in a state to where will the thoughts that will contradict the statements that you tell your mind are less reactive, less receptive. They're asleep. All right, they're not awake yet. So early in the morning and before you go to bed at night, the areas in your mind, the thoughts in your mind that if you tell yourself you're rich, won't argue. They won't find reasons to reasons why that affirmation is conflicting with your mind. So if you wait till nighttime and you tell yourself you're rich, you won't have thoughts that pop up like you're not rich. Your bank account is empty. You're not rich. You got nothing but pennies on your dresser. So you have to do it at a certain time before you go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, you're the things that will tell you the things that will try to get you to not believe in your affirmation, those areas of the brain are asleep. So you want to say your affirmations in the morning. You want to say them at night. That's when your brain is more receptive to positive statements, because your brain will believe it more because there's nothing fighting against it. So you definitely want to utilize the morning saying those, and at night you could say them throughout the day. Most definitely repeat them throughout the day, but you're going to want to say affirmations that don't cause conflict. All right, so if you want to say that you're rich and you feel that there's conflict that between you and the affirmation I'm rich, just say riches, and that way you could still bring about the feeling, you could still bring about the mindset. And here's the thing about bringing about the feeling: when you speak certain words, and when you speak affirmations and when you write affirmations down, you make that a reality in your mind. All right, so when you speak the affirmation, when you write the affirmation down, you make that a reality in your mind. That picture in your mind, right, your conscious mind, that picture's floating around in your conscious mind. All right, when they say like plant seeds in the Bible, there's two parts of your mind that this activity takes place with: the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Your conscious mind plants the idea in the subconscious mind. That's why you want to do these things right before bed and right when you wake up, because that's when your subconscious mind is most active, when you're asleep and when you're just getting out of sleep, when you're just waking up. So when you tell yourself things like "I am rich," you're gonna want to say affirmation. You're gonna want to say an affirmation that doesn't conflict, that doesn't make you feel like you're broke. Because if you say you're rich and you have a feeling that you're broke, then the affirmation is going to cancel itself out. You're actually going to make it worse. All right, so you're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to say affirmations that are in alignment with how you feel about yourself and what you feel to be true. So if you don't feel, when you say "I am rich," if you don't believe that, you could say riches, you could say wealth, you could say success. All right, these are some techniques out of the power of your subconscious mind, written by Dr. Joseph Murphy, that will bring about wealth into your life. So if you say "I am rich," "I am this," and you feel that it's not working, one thing you can say is that just say the word that you want to manifest. If you want to manifest money, just say money repeatedly, and they say it for about 3 to 5 minutes, because when you repeat the affirmation for about 3 to 5 minutes, it's going to sink into your mind. And that way, when it sinks into your mind, it's going to become ever present in your subconscious mind, and then that seed's going to grow and then it bears fruit. That's when the Bible talks about all these things like the seed that you sow bears fruit. You reap what you sow. Whatever you plant in your mind, your subconscious mind, with your subconscious mind, whatever you plant in the subconscious with the conscious, that's what you're going to get. So when you are telling yourself negative things over a period of time and you have a negative outlook on life, that's why. When you want to clear up your outlook on life, when you want to clear up how you view life, when you want to clear up um, your perception of life, it's easy to do that. All you have to do is change what you're telling yourself, because the negative pathways of your mind are strong over years of negative mental conditioning. You telling yourself negative things over and over and over again, it shapes the perception of how you view life, and it forms negative pathways. So those negative pathways, you're going to have to take a different route. It's like going to work every day and trying to forget that route to work. It's like you took that route to work every day. All right, so it's like telling somebody that goes to work the same route every day to take a new route. That person's still going to want to take that route, especially if it's the easier way, if they've been doing it their whole life. Think about trying to change something you've been doing your whole life, and you become accustomed to it. It's second nature to you. So you want to make thinking positive second nature. All is possible. All it takes is rewiring your brain. And the more you think positive, the more these pathways, the new neurological pathways, the more they get stronger. They call it neuroplasticity. The more you think positively, the more the stronger those positive thoughts become, because the route that those positive thoughts take in your brain, the stronger those pathways take. All right, I mean, the stronger those pathways get, and the easier it is for you to think positively after you condition your mind. So the mind is just like a muscle. The more you think positive, the easier it's going to be. And when you have those positive images in your mind from speaking them and writing them down, is going to more easily allow you to create the reality. All right. So when you speak something and you write something down, it creates the image in your mind. Then you use your mind to supplant that image in the deeper regions of your mind. So that way, that image will be brought about into reality. All right. That image will come into your reality in the form of a manifestation. All right. There have been people who have done this for 3 to 4 months, and then they end up in the position that they want. They end up with the job that they want. They end up with the home that they want. They end up with the position that they want. They end up getting the amount of money that they want. So it all boils down to how you condition your mind and what you tell yourself. Because if you're thinking negative thoughts, and if you're thinking things that you don't want, that's what you're going to get. So you really have to focus and think things that are in alignment with what you want, because the mind is vicious. You'll have a negative auto track playing back to back, just repeatedly, negative, negative, negative. And you can delete, you can change, you can fix that, so that's not your mindset. If you have a negative mindset and you want to change that, and you want to turn it to a more positive mindset, that's a possibility. It's possible for you to stop constantly thinking negative thoughts. All you have to do is make the choice to choose to think differently. And the more you choose to think differently, the easier it's going to get, the stronger those choices for you to think positive are going to be. And they say positive affirmations can heal the sick. All right. Matthew chapter 10 verse 1. Jesus gave his disciples, he called all his 12 disciples together, and he told them that they could cast out demons, they could heal the sick, and they can what do you say? They could cast out demons, they could heal the sick, and they could get rid of afflictions. So if Jesus told his disciples they could do that, then you have the same power to do that as well, with the power of positive affirmations. If something is wrong with your mind, if something is wrong with your body, you can speak to your body. Your body sends health messages from your brain to the affected area to stimulate positive health responses. So if there's something wrong with your leg, if something wrong with your heart, if something wrong with your arm, if something wrong with your eye, it's people that will relax their mind, get into a deep, relaxed state, right? A meditative state. And then, affirmations work real well with meditation, because in order for it to be the affirmation to be more effective, they say it's better to get into a relaxed, calm state. So when you get into a relaxed, calm state, it's easier to suppress these words, these images, these affirmations into your subconscious mind. So it's people that heal themselves. If something wrong with them, if something is afflicting you, and this is prayer. That's why I made the video the other day about prayer. Affirmations are definitely prayer. If something is wrong with you, you sit back, you relax, get into a comfortable state, and you can fix what's wrong with you by targeting that area, focusing on that area, and sending love to it. When you send negativity to the areas of your body associated with your health, oh, this leg, this heart, this eye, this neck, this back, and you speak negatively of it, you're going to get the negative response that you just spoke, and you're never going to get the healing that you asked for. People will pray to God, people will pray to Jesus, people will pray to what they believe in and try to get a healing, but it comes from your mind. All right, you are the God that you're looking for when it comes to you trying to bring a healing for you, because you're only going to experience that healing through you as the God in you. So you have to focus on the things that you're saying to yourself positively. All right, God said, "Let there be light." There was light. All right, you need to say, "Let there be health," so there could be health in your life. All right, if you say, "Let there be health" 5 days, 5 times a day in the morning and 5 times at night before you go to sleep, you'll be one healthy person. All right, you'll be as healthy as you want to be, and that's the thing. You can have as much health as you want. It's all about what you tell yourself. It's all about the things that you're thinking. This girl was on a hospital bed. I don't know if you saw her on Instagram. She was in a hospital bed. She had some type of stage cervical cancer. She prayed and she healed herself. But when you pray and you heal yourself, it's through the positive power of your mind. I prayed for people before when I was younger, and right before they went to the doctors for a checkup, and what I prayed for when they went to the doctor to get a checkup, it was gone. It was gone. All right, what I prayed for, it was gone. Lump gone, tumor gone, cancer gone. That's the power of God, and you can experience that power through your mind. But it's only going to come if you believe it by speaking positively about who you are. I said I am Jesus the other day in the comments. Somebody flipped out. Blasphemy! It's not like you have to read. All right, if you are Jesus, he even told his disciples that. All right, you are me, I am you. You are Jesus, you are God. All right, nobody's saying that we the second coming up in here, but what you're saying is that you are one with the energy. You are of the essence. All right, you are one and the same. So if you believe positively about yourself, and that's your positive self-image, that's where it all goes down to having positive images about who you are. All right. So you need to have a positive self-image about yourself. You need to believe positively about yourself. If you don't have a positive self-image, you're going to feel negatively about who you are, and that's going to affect what you do when you try to go out into the world and live a normal, productive life in society. So you have to believe about you have the belief you have about yourself has to be in alignment with what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do things and you don't believe you can do them, you will fail. You're not going to be as successful as you think you can be or as you could be without positively affirming things. Everybody uses positive affirmations. They just may not do it to the extent as the person who's consciously aware and using them. People tell themselves things all the time. I'm the man. Girls, I'm that. You know what? I'm that itch. I'm this. I'm that. I'm all that. All right. All right. So all those things are good things when they're not toxic. All right, I ain't stopping nobody from having no fun or believing in themselves or living their life, during their little time period. We all got that little time period. Everybody goes through that. Everybody got that. So definitely feel good about yourself. All right, definitely tell yourself that you the ish. Definitely tell yourself you the ish. All right, but don't project yourself over others. Project yourself over that person, that lower version of yourself that's depressed. Project yourself over that angry version of you. Project yourself over that hateful, hurtful, spiteful person of you. Project yourself over that person of you that you don't want to be. That's why I said that's why they say also your affirmations are in alignment with your personal core values. If you want to be a better person, because in order to manifest, you have to have love, you have to be a loving person. In order to get the most out of life, in order to become rich and wealthy, you have to wish the best for everybody else. You have to at least you have to treat people how you want to be treated, and on top of that you have to see people treating you as you would want to treat them. That's a whole nother video. All right, you no longer have to be affected by what people say about you, and you can also do a little magic voodoo on them and change the person as a whole through the power of your own mind. The mind is very strong. You could change people. You don't got to argue with people. You don't got to get upset. That's a whole nother video. Okay, we doing some learning, we doing some growing here. This is Drew Tube, baby. This is what we do. We grow, we learn, and we share. Okay, and if somebody got something to say about it, we don't care. So staying positive is one of the best things you could do for yourself, especially in a negative situation. All right, they say positive outcome. They say positive thinking provides positive outcomes. If you think positive, the situation is going to come out positive. If you think that you can, if you think you can make it, if you think that you're going to get there, if you think you're going to get through what you're going through, they say the odds are you will. When people think positively about getting through a situation, they get through it. When you think negatively about a situation, you don't get through it. I guarantee if you replay the events in your life every time you failed or you quit or you didn't do something or you didn't hold on, I guarantee if you go back and evaluate how you were thinking, you'll see that you weren't thinking positively. You weren't thinking of God. Because don't get it twisted, I get it. Sometimes dealing with difficult people is hard. But if you were to, instead of focusing on the difficult person and telling yourself you can't stand this person is too difficult, you don't like being around this person, now you don't like the job anymore, now you don't like coming to work anymore, now you're going to be irritated, all because you're forming a negative perception, all because of a person trying to get you to form a negative outlook on life. And this is what they do. There are people that come after you purposely because they see you have a positive outlook, they see you're a positive person, and they try to affect you negatively. But the thing is, you're supposed to be using your mind around that. Sometimes you get so caught up on focusing on the person in the situation that you lose sight, you lose focus. And it's okay, that happens. People do that. But you don't have to keep doing that. You don't have to keep giving them your energy. That's why I made that video on that. You don't have to give them what they want. All right, you can focus on you, and how you focus on you is by bringing your thoughts and your attention back to yourself positively, bringing your thoughts and your attention back on your core personal values. When somebody's trying to be rude and ignorant and difficult, if you know that you're a good person, if you know that you don't act like that, if you know that you're above that, if you're better than that, if you know you don't deserve that type of behavior, if you know you're worthy of love and peace, then, and if you affirm peace and you affirm love and you affirm that just positive things about that person and about the situation, if you return their negativity for love, then guess what? You just grew through a situation. All right, you didn't go through it. You grow through it. All right, so it's better to grow through things. You want to grow through this situation. You can take a step back when somebody makes you upset, somebody makes you mad. Think about it, look at it, and then think about how you would view the situation from the point of how you value yourself. I value myself. I put a lot of value into who I am. I know who I am. I know I'm this. I know I'm that. Let me look at this situation. This is somebody who definitely isn't on the same type of wavelength that I'm on. I could tell that they don't feel positively about who they are, how to carry themselves, their energy. So this really isn't worth my attention. This really isn't serving me to put my attention on this. There's other better things for me to focus on. And this is where you affirm more positive things. I will get through this situation. I will overcome this situation. I'm stronger than this situation. Instead of thinking that I can't stand this person. All right. Release the person, let them go. Release the resentment. A lot of times resentment causes you to hold on to anger and deal with the situation from a negative point of view. But positive affirmations, they help you prepare ahead of time. So when you know you have to go to work, you know you have to deal with difficult people, you know you're going to deal with that one person that you just don't want to deal with. That's why the Bible says, behold, I send my messenger before my face. You could send a prayer before you that will affect that person. All right, that will make that person not be on their negativity towards you. All right, you could affirm some statements that will remove that negativity out of your life and put your focus back on positive things. There's a lot of things you could do that'll help you achieve a goal when you around difficult people, because positive affirmations, they help you get out of your own head. All right, they help you get out of your own head when you're dealing with something and you can't change it, and people are trying to affect you, and you want to get through it, and you want to be able to stay there without quitting. You want to be able to not react negatively. Positive affirmations do that. When you tell yourself that you react less and less negative, when you react negatively to negative situations less and less, when you affirm things like that, you're preparing yourself mentally for hard times and tough situations. That's what affirmations will do. All right. So when you affirm, it's like preparing yourself. Like a person that's a martial artist or a person that's a boxer is not going to just hop into the ring without training, without the proper training. They're going to learn how to fight. They're going to learn how to do the technique. They're going to learn how to get their endurance up. They're going to learn how to different combos, different punches, ducks, weaves, all that. All right. The rules. So it's basically the same thing for you. There's rules to how you can overcome certain negative situations and deal with negative people. Take yourself out of the situation, take yourself away from the negativity, take a step back, analyze it, ask yourself, why are you so mad? affirm some positive affirmations. All right, that's where affirmations come in. Positive affirmations will help you take your mind off of the negative situation and bring you back to yourself, what you believe in, how you feel, instead of focusing on the negative person and that negativity. So that's why I use affirmations. They help me out a lot. They help. They're helping me change my life. They're helping me change how I view life. All right, just a few months ago, because of the situation that I thought I was in, I was looking at my life not from the most positive point of view. I thought I was being positive. I thought I was making changes in my life, but that's why I like always learning and growing, because I learned that I wasn't being as positive as I thought, because I still had some negative thinking that I had to overcome. And that's what learning and growing is all about. But the most key important thing is being aware. All right, so when they say if you knew better, you do better, they're just saying that you have to be aware. It's good to be aware, because when you're aware of what's wrong, when you're aware something's not right, you can make a change. And positive affirmations will help you do that. They help you deal with difficult situations. They help you adapt to difficult people. They help you adapt to change. But they have to be implemented, they have to be used. And when you're in your downtime, that's why it's good to meditate, because if you take time out to meditate, I guarantee you'll have time to use your positive affirmations. Because odds are, unless you're into self-development, the average person is not going to just randomly take time to just spew out some random words or just say some random phrases, but unless they're feeling the type of way. But that's why you have to prepare ahead of time. Affirmations are for when you're going through things, but you're going to have to say it a lot of times. You're going to have to repeat it a lot, and you're going to have to really focus. So when you're going through something and something happens, you're going to have to really focus and focus on yourself and that affirmation a lot harder if you don't prepare ahead of time, if you don't already say these ahead of time. And that's why if you deal with these types of situations, if you know you have difficult people, it's good to take time out and meditate for one, because meditation will help you release that stress. But also positive affirmations, they help deteriorate stress relating stress. So the stress deteriorating stress will be relieved from you. So the stress that deteriorates you, stress that ages you, stress that turns your hair gray, stress that makes you your body ache and makes you get older faster. That stress will be relieved from you and moved away with positive affirmations. You'll be able to release that stress instead of hold on to it. So when you mix, and that's just from the affirmation. So when you mix the affirmation with the meditation, it's like you're soaring. It's like you're super consciousness, super conscious man, super conscious woman. All right, superhuman, super brain. When you add, and because you're changing you're changing your hormones, you're changing your genetics. All right, you're changing yourself biologically. So when you tell yourself negative things like you're weak, I'm not strong enough, I'm not good enough, down to the core, down to the cell, that's what you are. So it's good to tell yourself these positive things. When you meditate and you use positive affirmations, it'll help you prepare for difficult situations. You'll see the person as less difficult. You could take the difficulty, you could separate the person from the behavior. So that way you can look at the person as not being as difficult as they seem. You can say positive affirmations like I am showing love and compassion towards myself and everyone that I see throughout my day. So that way the people are giving you hell, as Reverend Ike would say, you could love the hell out of them. All right, you could love the hell out of these people. So when people are being difficult, you can work on yourself to where it won't affect you. You don't have to be affected by things. You don't have to be affected by places. You don't have to be affected by situations. What you have to do is change how you feel about these things and how you look at them. And you could do that with your mind through affirming positive statements related to your personal core values that will help you overcome these situations and that are positively action based towards your goals. So affirm things that'll help you overcome situations, affirm things that will help you become who you want to be, and do what you want to do. And those are the best affirmations for you. So when you affirm that you can get through situations and deal with difficult people, when difficult situations and difficult people arise, you'll be able to handle them and deal with them a whole lot better. That's why reading the Bible is good. The Bible is the number one book of affirmations. Everything else is just decoded and watered down and straight to the point, straightforward. All right. So you want to say positive things so that way you can have a positive outlook on life, because the science behind the positive affirmations are going to change your life. All right. The science behind the positive affirmation. You say something positive to yourself, it becomes easier for you to think that way. It strengthens your brain, so that way your ability to think that way becomes easier. So that way your the negative thinking, the negative thought patterns, you break them, you shake them, they become weaker. And that way, when a negative thought arises, you'll have Gabriel, you'll have a Mark, okay, and your Gabriel or your Mark will come and fight the negative thought. All right, they'll come roll the stone away, that the mental block. They'll come get the mental block out of the way. The mental block of you can't. All right. Positive affirmations turn your can'ts to cans. Whatever you think you can't do, a positive affirmation will help you believe in your ability. It boosts your confidence. It boosts your self-esteem. It boosts your ability to go after what you want, to be what you want, and to do what it is that you want to do. So if there's something that you want to do in life or something you want to be in life, affirm positively that you can do it, that you can have it, that you are it, you are having it. So that way you'll be able to create the image by what you say and what you write down, and that image held in your mind over a long period of time will bring forth the positive manifestation. And people do this all the time. It's just that they may not do it in a positive way. You have this negative thing that happened, you don't let it go, you hold on to it, you keep thinking about it, boom, then it turns into something big, turns into a problem, and now you got an issue to deal with. But what you have to do is, when things bother you, you can change the way you feel about it. You can get rid of the energy. You don't have to hold on to that. You can let go of the toxicity, so that way it won't turn into a negative manifestation for you. All right. One thing that we don't want on this channel is any negative manifestations. So what we do is we affirm positively. We change our thoughts. We rewire our brain, so that way our life won't be the same. And that way we could be like MJ and make that change. All right. Get your little fancy shiny glove if you want to, because you can afford it. All right. Because you made the change, changed your mind. And now everything in your mind, it will be yours in due time. So continue to work on yourself. Continue to improve yourself. Continue to seek out ways to level up, and continue to affirm that you are becoming who you want to be. All right, when you affirm you are becoming who you want to be, when your affirmations are in alignment with what you want to do with your life, you'll be motivated, you'll take action. That's why I said positive action based affirmations. You'll take action and you'll be more motivated to achieve and pursue a goal, because that's what it's all about. You want to be motivated to achieve a goal. If you're not motivated, you're not going to care about it. The effort that you put in is not going to be that good. You want to put forth your best effort. So if you want to put forth a better effort, you want to give the best effort you could give, you got to be telling yourself the best things you could be telling yourself. Can't be beating yourself up and then expecting the best results. People who want to lose weight tell themselves that they're fat or whatever, and then they can't lose weight. People will tell themselves that want to be rich. They want to be rich, but they're broke. They keep telling themselves they're broke. People want to be happy, but they keep focusing on the past. They won't let go of the things that don't make them happy. They won't let go of the things that are making them unhappy. All right. People will be jealous, or people will be hateful of other people, and then wonder why those are the types of people that they attract. So whatever it is you're trying to fix, you have to see it as a possibility, see it as a reality, and speak that into existence. All right, because if you're not speaking things into existence, then they're not going to come into your life. All right, so positive affirmations, they can't they can't make you feel worse. If you're saying an affirmation and it's making you feel worse afterwards, it's not working. If you're saying an affirmation and now you feel like you just lied to yourself, it's not working. So you don't want to, your affirmation shouldn't make you feel like you lied to yourself, and your affirmation should make you feel bad after you say it. So the one thing you can do, you have to uproot all the negative feelings surrounding what it is that you're affirming for yourself. You have a lot of people have a lot of negative thoughts surrounding what they want. So if you want something and you haven't been able to get it, that's usually the cause. You have a lot of deep underlying negative thoughts that you haven't removed from around what you wanted. You haven't uprooted those negative thoughts. When you plant negative seeds, you have to uproot the negative trees or the negative plants that are planted. So when you uproot the negative seeds that you planted, all right, when you uproot the negative fruit that you bear, then you're not going to have those problems. Your mind will start to plant new seeds. You'll plant new seeds in your mind. New fruit will start to be bared because your mind is taking new pathways. You don't want to take the same pathways that you've been taking. You're going to have to think a different thought. All right, that's the science behind it. Your thought takes a negative pathway when you think negative. Your thought takes a positive pathway when you think positive. The more positive you think, the stronger that pathway gets. So it's up to you. You can choose the type of person that you want to be. All right, and when you see people that are doing what they want to do, is because they told themselves they could, they believed in themselves, and they took action on those ideas. All right, so now that you're affirming, now that you know the science behind the affirmation, these affirmations should motivate you to take action. The affirmation should motivate you to take action. You should be fired up, thinking about what you want to do. You should be thinking about it the first thing you wake up in the morning. You should know that you can have it. You should know that you can be that. You should know that if you try hard enough at anything, you can develop any skill. That's a perfect affirmation to say. That's a perfect thing to tell yourself. That's a perfect thing to think. If you try hard enough, I could develop any skill. So what is it that you want to be? If you try hard enough at it, you could develop that skill. If something is worthwhile doing, then it's worthwhile doing it until you figure it out. You're not going to know everything. You're not going to be good at everything. So tell yourself that I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to give it my best effort. But what I'm not going to do is quit. People can't make me quit. All right, you have to tell yourself that when you're dealing with difficult people. Affirm that this is just a situation. Affirm that you can separate the person from the behavior. That's called diffusion. All right, you diffuse the situation. Separate the person from the behavior. That's what they mean when they say take it with a grain of salt. All right, so there's certain affirmations, certain things you can say, right? So imagine saying take it with a grain of salt, but not knowing what that means. You're gonna be looking at the salt like what the heck? Take it with a grain of salt. Separate the person from the behavior when you deal with difficult people. That way, you can have some love towards the difficult person, which will allow you to view them as less difficult, which will allow you to let go of the resentment. Now you can have love towards this person. Now you see them as a totally separate, different individual than the person that was making you frustrated and upset. So now you're not mad at this person anymore. Now you come to work with love. They could be they could be a negative, narcissistic Nancy. Okay, Nancy Nincompoop. All right, I said it, but you could deal with that Nancy Nincompoop narcissist and still be vibing, still be positive, not entertaining or accepting their negative energy. And because you're affirming that I what's the word I was about to say? I absorb negative people's energy less and less each and every day. You could affirm each and every day, I am getting better and better. I am my strongest when I am around negative and difficult people. Negative and difficult people allow me to take a step back, look at myself, and grow. Because if somebody is negative and difficult to me, it's something about myself I could change. It's something about myself I could look at different to allow me to overcome and be and overpower the situation. So it's all about taking the maturity, taking the time, taking the step to not being like a child, not focusing on the anger, because that's what a child does. They focus on the emotion, the anger, the mad, the upset. All right, these are just parts of your brain that you have to train. All right, if it's remained untrained, it's going to remain the same. If you want to make a change, you're going to have to retrain. If it's unchanged, if it's untrained, it's going to remain the same. If you want to make a change, you're gonna have to train. You have to train your brain if you want to make a change, and if you don't, it's going to remain the same. All right. If you don't train, it remains the same. You have to train your mind for the life that you want. When people train in the gym, they train for what? They train to be able to fight how they want. They train for the body that they want. You can train your mind for the life that you want. So why not do it? It just takes time. It just takes effort, and you can do it. All right, so change your mind with DrewTube. All right, we're working on ourselves. We're constantly improving, making changes, elevating, and always never hating. All right, so I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I appreciate you for tuning in. All right, thank you for subscribing. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. This has been the science of using positive affirmations and why you should be saying them every day. You should be using these affirmations every single day, because the more you use them, the stronger they're going to get, the stronger your mind is going to get. When you are improving and you're fixing your mind and fixing your mental health and fixing the way you think about things and view things, you're altering your life and you're making yourself the best person that you could be. And that's what it's all about on this channel, is becoming the best person that we can be. You got to be the best person you could be, because that way you can get the most out of life. And when you get the most out of life, you're living your best life. And that's what it's about. Affirmations help you view any situation from a different point of view. So if your situation looked bad and negative a week ago, positive affirmations in 1 week can help you change the way you look at it to help you get a positive outcome. If you keep looking at your situation negatively, you're going to have a negative outcome continuously, constantly, negative outcome after negative outcome. If you think that situation can turn around and improve and be better, that's what you're going to get. So you have to, but it's a conscious effort. It's things in your mind you have to change. You can't just hope for the best and have your feelings be in conflict with what you're telling yourself. When you do that, the affirmations don't work. So you have to be full of the feeling of what you want. When you get full of the feeling of what you want and you use this affirmation, it's going to supplant a picture in your mind. All right. And when you feel it and you speak it and you can see it, see the picture of it in your mind. This is what they say: when you see it, think it, feel it, and see it. So you're thinking about what you want, you're speaking what you want, and you're seeing what you want in your mind. You're thinking it, you're feeling it. Feeling the that's the wine. When the Bible says you're being drunk, when the Bible says be drunk off the wine is what you want, full of the feeling of what you want. When you're drunk, you feel it. So think about your feeling. Think about what you want and get drunk off of it. If you want wealth, get drunk with the feeling of wealth. If you want to be happy, get drunk with the feeling of happiness and joy. If you want success, get drunk with the feeling of success. But that way you can feel it, and when you see the image, you're not going to feel like you're lying to yourself. You're not going to feel like it's something distant from you. You're not going to feel like it's something you can't have. When you're doing that and you're affirming, and that's why affirmations don't work. So when you're doing that and you're affirming and you're thinking it, you're feeling it, and you're seeing it, the picture of it, that picture is going to be downloaded into your subconscious mind. When images are pressed against and suppressed and downloaded into your subconscious mind, that reality forms, because the reality is already in your mind. When you say something, you write it down, it creates the reality of it in your mind. When you take that reality in your mind and you hold the vision of that, it plants it into the deeper part of your mind. And when you plant a vision in the deeper part of your mind, it comes forth into reality, because that's law. That's law. And the law is the Lord, and you have to obey the Lord. All right. So this is how you strengthen your mind. This is how you become confident in the ability to get what you want. All right. I dropped a lot of jewels in this video. Go back, write it down, take notes. All right. Take notes. All right. Right. Go back, write it down, and take notes. All right. I appreciate everybody watching this video. I enjoyed making this video for you guys. Thank you, everybody. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. I got a lot of new great videos coming. I hope everybody's enjoying the content. Everybody stay positive. I'll see you all in the next video. Even though it's not always positive, you can work on yourself and maintain a positive focus towards your goals. All right, every day is not going to be a good day. It's okay to say you feel like crap. It's okay to say you're not having a good day. All right, you don't want to be a toxic positive person. Toxic positivity is ignoring the fact that bad things happen and life can not always go your way. Life doesn't always go our way. We can't control that, but what we can control is what we tell ourselves, how we speak to ourselves, and the seeds we plant in our mind to produce the growth we want in life. I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.